gonna start this again. Like, it's so funny because like I made so many excuses in the past, and like you're probably wondering like, okay, why did she drop the channel?
Unfortunately, that was me 6 months ago. See, this is what happens when you fall victim to yourself. You allow fear to paralyze you and you begin to love the taste of your own poison.
And I'm like, crud, look at me, same setup, same outfit, maybe different hair, but making a video with the same intention, but everything has changed. And that's what's crazy. When you learn that you can never make the same decision twice, no matter what, the variables around that decision will change. Joseph Bicark, he's speaking facts always, my guy, jeez. It's not about stopping the channel. Truly, it's about inspiring people to actually take a look inwards, internally at their fears, and discern what is holding them back from achieving their goals. Because, let me tell you right now, I learned this. The fears that you have will teach you more than your desires. That's just the fact. For the longest time, I've wanted to start this YouTube channel. I'm telling you, I've wanted to start it so bad. But yet, here I am, still trying to restart it. After like, what, nearly 5 years. Enough is enough. It's time.
I was sitting under my thinking tree thinking about all the alibis I ever told myself. The school, the lack of time, the circumstances, the antagonistic forces, the misalignment of the stars. But then I just got fed up with myself. I just had to tell myself to shut up, alright? You're unreliable, you're untrustworthy. It's time to take responsibility and to change it.
My brother said this to me one time. I was like, you know, we're talking about, he was like, oh, you better make the most of your holidays. Use them to like do something productive. And I was like, no, don't worry. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And he said to me, like, sometimes you just sound like a broken record. And that just like hit. Bro, don't make me cry. You roasted me like this. You are attacking my inner being. That don't feel right. That hurts. So I was like, crud. He's speaking the utmost facts. Honestly. And it's crazy because I hear it myself. But when it comes out of someone else's mouth, it has a different sting. It has a different taste. It's a bit bitter. It's more bitter.
But then again, he's 5'2". So I'm like, all right there, little guy. All right there, little buddy. Don't be disrespecting your higher ups, all right?
I was like, okay, this time is going to be different. And you know why this time is going to be different? Because I'm actually going to do it. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to be talking down, yapping. I don't care if this video is not perfect, if this video edited bogus. It do not matter. I told myself, I'm just going to post it, bro. Nothing will hold me back in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to talk about what you need to do to move forward if you're like me, stuck in this deja vu loop. So one thing I had to do was get fed up with myself. I've already said this. I just had to get sick of myself. I was like, what am I doing? I'm still in the same situation. What am I doing? I haven't progressed anyhow. I was angry at myself more than anything. I just had to step back and just be like, yo, Lizzie B, what are you doing? Like, it just at some point it just gets boring. And I was like, I'm done with this. Okay, we're leaving this. I gotta leave this behind. This is not me anymore. We're moving. And that's why I really recommend just reading books and actually filling your mind with information. You know, when you start reading books, you start to realize how much more you can do. You just start getting fed up with where you are. Second thing I recommend is actually deepen your fears. All stem back from childhood. I mean, like, all of the fears can kind of go under the umbrella of abandonment and engulfment, you know. And that's just, you know, I did a bit of research, you know, I'm using a big term, a bit of jargon, a bit of advanced vocabulary. Let's start off with the fear of identification. One of the reasons I could not bring myself to start this channel was the fear of identification. And basically what that is like the fear that your work will define who your identity, basically. It will form your identity and you'll become so closely linked with the things that you do that will be who you are. And that's why I was scared. I was like, bro, I can't just be the YouTube kid. I can't just do this YouTube thing because I was afraid that if I posted something that wasn't that great or whatever, that would be me. They wouldn't even look at me. They'd be like, are you that girl that posted that really bad video actually? That's what I was scared of. I'm gonna get into this in another video, but this thing about identities, and yes, I do believe like how you behave is part of your identity, like, but then again, tying your identity into these works so much that you honestly cannot even bring yourself to do it. You cannot produce anything. It's very limiting. It holds you back. And that just leads nicely onto the next one, which is perfectionism. Bro, I was so obsessed with making things perfect. And the funny thing is I couldn't even make it perfect. Like, I don't even have the skills. I don't even have the utilities Like, it's actually funny. I was like, gotta make it perfect. Like, what? By adding some other B-Tech iMovie transitions. Like, okay. And I just couldn't. I was trying so hard. Let me make this perfect. Let me make this perfect. Bro, you did not produce anything. Nothing came to fruition. Nothing. And that's just the next thing, is just being in motion and not taking action. For the longest time, I was in motion. I thought I was doing something. It's like I was jogging on the spot. I was jogging on the spot and I thought I was moving. Ooh, that's a really good analogy. I was jogging on the spot and I thought I was moving. You are jogging on the spot and you thought you was moving. You're not. You have not moved anywhere. You're just jogging on the spot. Yeah, you thought you may have lost a few calories, but you have not moved anywhere. You're still in the same place. And that was the whole thing. I spent so much time planning, focused on making so many intros that the intro would have been the whole video. I would have had a 20-minute intro and 1 minute of actual content. I was planning, and nothing came to see the light of day. I was focused on being in motion, writing out the perfect script, and actually not even making the video. I did not sit down to do the hard thing. I was just doing the easy bits, thinking I was doing something. I was like, yes, look at me go. And nothing. Channel subscribers down, view count negative. If you notice yourself in that same situation, if you notice yourself doing the light work first, not addressing the big thing that needs to be done. And of course, you need a bit of motion, you need a bit of planning. But if you're not, at the end of the day, taking those steps to action, you're getting stuck. I was too focused on others. When I started up my YouTube channel, I did not care. I was like, I'm going out there, I'm spilling the beans, I'm doing my thing.
So watching Disney Channel, yeah, Nickelodeon, that's where it's at.
See, I nearly got 1K views on one time. I was popping for a minute.
Why you always lying?
Okay. And then it was like suddenly 2020 period of time, I just hit this point where I was getting so self-conscious about everything, about the way I looked, about the way about everything, and I felt like people were just gonna massacre me. I was scared of being embarrassing. Now I don't care. I'm glad that I'm sort of coming back into that fearless child state. You have to let go of these imaginary opinions that you think other people have, because at the end of the day, I was just projecting my own condemnations, that sounds weird, my own criticisms, let me just say that because that sounds a bit better, my own criticisms onto what I thought others were thinking. Like, it wasn't even that I knew for sure that people was hating on me, but I was in my head, I was making it up that they were hating on me because I wasn't secure on what I was doing. You just need to build up that self-confidence. It's a work, and the only way you can build up that self-confidence is by doing things that are embarrassing and still moving forward. You just have to do the things. Like, it's not about standing in the mirror and telling yourself lies. I'm this, I'm that. Like, stop. That's not really the route to self-confidence. Truly, I believe the route to self-confidence is actually doing things and being like, yeah, I did that. That's why I'm this type of person. You actually have to have that evidence. You have to have that proof. And so the only way I'm actually going to build that self-confidence on this platform is by posting videos and not being like, ooh, gotta delete that real quick. Look at me in that 20-second minute. I'm looking a bit weird. Kind of afraid of succeeding, which is like, is that not counterintuitive? But no, actually, it's actually a real fear. I remember one time I was walking along and someone said, I'm not even gonna try with this thing. It was like this whole situation. They were saying like, I'm not even gonna try. And I started to deep it. And I thought I was like, some psychoanalyst, breaking down someone's whole character. And I was like, yeah, they don't want to try because they're afraid if they do well, they'll have these expectations placed on them. They're scared that if they do well and they fail, they're letting themselves down because they actually put effort in. But then I actually started to deep it real deep. And I was like, maybe that's a reflection of myself. Because at the end of the day, I was so scared that if I do really well in this, if I actually, let's say, hypothetically, probably not, but maybe one day I succeed on this platform. Bro, the expectations to continue producing high quality materials, it's going to be there. Sometimes you're not aware, you're not able to fathom whether you'll be capable of meeting those standards and meeting those expectations. and the things that come with success, because no matter what, change is uncomfortable. Regardless of whether it seems like good or bad, change will always conflict the soul, because we like that comfort, yeah. And so thinking that we have to change or something will change, that nice comfort zone we're all cuddled up in, we're gonna reject it. On the other side of that, I was also fearful of not getting recognition. I was like, if I start this channel and I'm still stuck on 10 views, is that not kind of embarrassing? Imagine putting all that effort in, imagine spilling out my soul into this content, putting in hours and being like 30 views, not like my last video, but literally like my last video. It's a bit disheartening. But then you have to realize, with that fear, you can never get recognition if you do not put in the persistence that is required to reach that level. I'd be thinking, I'm going to turn into Mr. Beast in one night and get 100 mil. No, that's not how it works, sweetie. And I had to learn that the hard way. That's not how it works. You actually have to be consistent. And it's hard because for people like me, if you're like me, it's hard to stay consistent. You get that one burst of motivation and you're like boom, 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 beating up everyone. And then suddenly you hit that crash and you're like, I can't do this anymore. And you miss out on that consistency. And when you miss out on that consistency, the consequences, you will pay the consequences. You will pay it. Because the consistency is the root of all success. That's what hard work, when they say hard work, you need consistency. Consistency is hard. And starting to just change this little seed in your mind. And the thing is, when people say you have to change your mind, it's like some magical, like go in there, rewire some neurons, add in some neurotransmitters and that, rip apart the synapse. And I'm just throwing in any biology word I know, so I can, feel smart. But yeah, it's not about that. It's all about like making these habits. And when you start to really think more about things that are uncomfortable, I had to realize I could not keep thinking about these silly things. I had to start thinking about things that were uncomfortable. That's what makes you change your mind. I had to start being sick of myself and actually understanding myself to finally push forward. So I hope this will give you a bit of guidance, will give you a bit of help if you feel like you're stuck in the same deja vu loop as I am. Because it's holding you back, and I know you. I know that you're capable of great things. So you gotta do that. You gotta do a bit of soul searching. Gotta do a bit of an excavation of the soul. I'm gonna get them glasses. Oopsies. So you know I'm serious about it. I'm gonna get them glasses. You heard? Yeah. That's the Lizzie B Show for today. Ew, it does not look good when I put it up like this. I better keep them down. And I've been Lizzie B on my days. But just me being me, I don't know why I did this to myself. I could have been, I should have been, but I didn't, It's good that we're starting anyways. Like, you have to start from somewhere. So, why did you stop the channel? And what was the reason, What was it? It's not like anyone was bullying, It was like you. I was like, wouldn't my life be a little bit better if I actually didn't win this? So, like, I'd be more comfortable. People are actually, like, watching me, people in school, like, know about it and stuff. And I was like, that's a bit cringe.
I am going to die one day.
What is this in the grand scheme of life that I'm so afraid of, like, what other people are thinking? Okay, what can they really do? Like, dislike me. You do that, but like, what? Dislike my video. Ooh, you got me there. Ooh. Or like, leave a hate comment. Oh gosh, darn it. Gosh, golly, they really got to me there. Oh. Sorry, yeah, let me stop doing that. I'm doing too much now. My real true self was really shown. Like, I feel like I'm still, like, right now I'm still a bit, I'm not 100% like au natural. Like, I'm not bringing out all the natural characteristics yet, because we have to kind of ease into it, Probably because I was a little bit lazy. Like, I don't even lie, that's a little bit of laziness sprinkled in there. What is the future of Lizzie B Unofficial? So I literally have no clue. Like, I'm just gonna be testing out different videos and seeing what works and where my flavor is supposed to be. It's rocking with me, then we's rocking together. But like right now, I'm like, I don't even know how I like. I was like, like I was literally like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.